Oh yeah, the rose-colored glasses are on today. We are going to talk about the planetary crisis, and I'm going to show you how absolutely everything going on is positively purposeful, is actually conducted and created by all of us, personally and as a collective. We have a lot of questions about that. I'm going to answer some of those today, but most of all, I'm going to talk to you about specific situations and how you can do the same thing and look at them one way and flip it over to another and truly understand what's going on and how really amazing this is for you and what you can do with this whole time period and how you can come out of it gloriously. Are you ready to go there? This is exciting stuff. Put your rose-colored glasses on, not your blinders. Let's see the world and what's going on with you in the most amazing, wonderful way. Get excited. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube. Here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Fear. That's the whole thing going on this planet that keeps us down in that low density. What's going to happen? What might happen? What am I getting I don't want? What am I not getting that I do want? I'm going to show you today many situations that are absolutely amazing and beautiful. Get the rose-colored glasses out because you can change how you see the world, and that is awakening. All the awakened beings, the Dalai Lama, are walking around on the same planet. Yes, the same things are happening. They don't see it the same way, and they have no focus on those things that really don't concern them at the moment. In other words, they're not watching the news and all the gloom and doom. They're focused on the solutions. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to give you a couple stories that I want you to realize this might be happening to you and how what's happening to you could be the most amazing, wonderful thing. And yes, sometimes it's a little scary. We came here to experience emotions. We don't have them on the other side. Just one, love. All right? Okay, so what is going on right now in your life? Is there anything scary? Now, I want to just share with you, if you've read my comments, I have never once read a comment where somebody left a high-paying corporate job to go off and do something different, ever said that they regretted it. Every single one said it's the best thing they ever did. Now, we are conditioned to think that we're supposed to be making a lot of money, having the house, having this and that, and all these things that represent what we're told is happiness. We're so programmed. Yeah, those things make us comfortable, but ask any wealthy person, and I know a lot of them, if that is their happiness. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not. In fact, that can complicate things. Now, on another note, you know that I believe abundance and wealth flows to everybody who receives it, and that there's nothing wrong with abundance and money. In fact, we paint that with a negative picture too and say people with money are evil or whatever. Money doesn't make somebody evil. It's just the catalyst to test them to see where they're going to go in their frequency. None of these things are a problem. So abundance and money should flow to everybody, and what's going to happen at that point is we won't even need money because, well, we're not trying to accumulate it to get things. We're going to be just a giving community, and there will be an exchange of things that we desire and we need. Why? Because, you know what, we're not going to require gold-plated faucets anymore. We're going to know that that doesn't really serve a positive purpose, and this is what we're going into right now. All right, so we're transitioning into the Great Awakening. We've been on this path, and because we are seeking that other space of joy and happiness, knowing that it is not the material world, we are shifting the planet into the awakening, the Great Awakening. Not everyone's going to go there. In fact, I'm seeing a very small percentage, but a lot higher percentage than we would have had just a few years ago. More and more people are going into that high frequency space. Who are those people? They're not complaining, they're not judging, they're not taking a stand if you have a different opinion, or it's going on a lot out there. They're recognizing we are one beautiful, amazing energy. What can I do in any situation? Now, this situation, this crisis on the planet, is allowing us, this is a gift, it's allowing us to see what we are. Separation. What is it doing? We're separating from each other. And we're still turning on each other about, whether to wear these or not. We're still turning on each other. In the Bible, Christ says, give the man your coat, and then give him the shirt off your back. Ladies, don't be doing that. Why does the Bible say that? In other words, give freely without requirements of return, and just give when there's need, and don't measure that or judge it. In other words, if there are things we have to do as a community to make one another safe or just feel safe, then why is that an issue? But we're still hung up in me and my thoughts and what I want to do, and I'm going to show the world. And we have to get out of that if we want to go into the Great Awakening. Are you ready to go there? So let's talk about the things that may be happening in your life. Losing jobs, losing relationships, losing homes, losing all kinds of things. There's no such thing as loss. There's only transformation into higher places, but not if you go into fear. If you go into fear, you will actually focus on the very thing that you dislike or don't desire, and it keeps you there until you learn that you lost nothing, and then the opportunities and the gifts of the planet will come to you. I'm going to give you an example of a dear friend of mine, one of the most giving people I've ever met, who will do anything, the shirt off her back kind of gal, right? Without thought. If you needed her, this is the person to call. She spent her whole life doing that. Now, what happens, she's in an industry that is suffering terribly, and her entire company, she owns a business, a small business, her entire business is now going down. And so she's hanging in there to see if she can keep this going, realizing she's not supposed to be in it. Now, this person, this friend of mine, is wise enough to recognize that the universe is shifting her into something else. Now, she's lived here in Georgia for as long as I know, and that's over 20-some years, much longer than I've been here, actually. And what happened? Well, she's always wanted to live in Florida, and what does she have to lose now? Nothing. She wants to give up her apartment, which is costing her more money than she really needs to spend. And because of the things that are going on, she now has the option to just move anywhere. And guess what we're doing in a few days? We're going down to Florida to pick out her new place that is more minimalist, but in an area that she loves. She wants to be on the beach and all those things. She's extremely excited about this, even though on the other side it appears that everything's going wrong. It's not. All right, this is the transformation of the Great Awakening. It's going to take you. Now, some people will go into money and abundance because that is, depending on what they're doing, that is going to take them, depending on what they're doing, if it's a high frequency abundance, right? If they're doing positive things for the planet, it's going to take them in a place where that abundance will allow them to do more good things and expand and share and whatever, all right? That's the high frequency transformation. Now, transformation may happen with other people who may make different decisions. Let's say abundance flows to somebody, all of a sudden they're making a ton of money in these strange, financial markets, and they choose to do negative things with it. That is a personal choice that is not to be judged. It's a personal choice, and they're going to stay in a low density, and they're going to have to deal with that on the other side and come back again and again and again and again until they figure out that that does not bring joy or anything positive to the planet, right? That's a me decision. So all these things that are happening, there's a choice with them in each one of these shakeups. Are you in a shakeup? So here you can go to the negative side in fear and not recognize the gift that it is. This is transformation. We are not working as a planet, right? All of the structures are changing. That's a positive thing. Before every big transformation of any country, what happened? There was a war, right? People, they had to go through horrific things and band together, right? They had to band together for the higher cause. And that meant some struggle and change and loss and whatever things, no real loss, and then the revolution or whatever it is, the wars or whatever, transformed to take them into a higher, better place because the collective chose it. That's what's going on right now. It's coming in a completely different form. All right? This is in your face, causing us, pushing us to make different lifestyle changes. What are you doing in your home? I know that I've changed a lot, and I work in my home anyways. This really hasn't changed too much for me, other than I'm realizing the structures of my friendships and everything else that I'm doing has changed. And even amazing people in my life have really gone away. They've gone into a space of testing relationships and friendships. You find out who really are those people that are there for you despite what's going on out there. Are they panicking and turning on you? Are they in fear mode? Sometimes you have to just walk away and let that go. This is the most amazing time on our planet. It is pushing us to dissolve the things that aren't working. And in order for those to dissolve, we have to allow them to go. And we must now look at absolutely every situation as a positive thing and turn it around. Now, I've had other people that I've known go into a space where things that they were doing, they've had to completely let go. And it's caused them to seek something that they really wanted, because you have nothing to lose, right? I might as well go do what I love. And you guys have seen this. This is why I promote the heck out of this. You see me promote it almost in every single video. Why? Because people that come over for this internet training, learning how to create their own businesses, said, you know what? I'm going to be forced now to learn new skills. Some of them are not being forced. They're just recognizing it's smart. Learn new skills in a world that's different. And guess what? I get to choose what I do with that. Am I going to do good with it? Because now, yeah, I should be able to pay my bills and be abundant. What am I going to do with that? So I could give you story after story after story of people that are going through very challenging times in the most positive way, that's pushing them to go ahead and go into the space that they say they want to go into. So you can go kicking and screaming and hang on to this world over here and stay miserable and broke or jobless or whatever it is. Or you can transform and say, there's another world out there for me. I'm going to seek it, find, right? Seek and you shall find. And you will go into a world where it's going to look so different. So my friend who could say, oh, my business is going in the crapper, and I'm losing my fancy schmancy apartment, and says to me, there's something else I'm supposed to be doing. I'm going to find it. Yeah, it's coming to me. Oh, I'm supposed to go in Florida. I would have never moved down there because everything's going great here, in Georgia. I would never have moved down in Florida. I'm going to go move now because guess what? Universe said, here you go. You got it now. It may not come in the form that you desired or expected or preferred. Now, I told you a story about one of our internet training students who wants to get out of his technology job. Those are all being replaced. He knows it's coming. So he goes on vacation to Florida. He comes back to, I don't know where he lives, up north somewhere in the United States. And, he gets the pink slip. He gets fired. They're letting a lot of people, shocker, they didn't, no warning. He freaks out, quits, and then for 24 hours came back and said, what am I doing? I wanted this. It just didn't come in the form and plan that I had. He wanted this smooth transition. He would, build up his income and his business, then he'd quit the IT job. Ideal, right? But here's the thing, because he was working in the IT job, really wasn't giving this much attention. So it would have taken him forever to build that business up. And now guess what's 100% his focus? Building his online business and creating that. And I said to him, you can go into coaching, you can help other IT people. They don't have these skills and they're IT people, right? So I want you to understand there's a shift, a big shift happening. Why do these IT people not have the skills that I do to run businesses out here for myself and others? Because the IT that they've learned is for companies, not themselves, right? Not for the things that they would desire to do that could change other people's lives and theirs. So they become, I don't say prisoners, you're never a prisoner. You're in a cell that is not locked up and you don't even realize it. You haven't bothered to push on the door to realize you can walk out of that door. You can walk out of that cell. Nobody's holding you in there. And we are all in those jail cells believing that we can't get out. And you push on the door and it's wide open. And that's what people are doing right now. And so many are staying in there and hovering, saying, what's out there? Okay, the door's open, but I don't know what to go to. I knew how to use the bathroom here and get my meal every day here and sleep in my little bed. I had a bed. What if I don't have a bed out there? What if there's no little porta potty? What if? Don't go into it. We're going to break through the fear. Are you ready to do that? Because now you're going to see everything going on is the most amazing gift. All of the things out there that are not really working for us are going to dissolve and transform. People are demanding sustainability. They're demanding organic. They're demanding things that are healthier for us. It's in our face. I'm telling you, this is the most amazing thing. It doesn't come without its growing pains. But we weren't happy anyways. We're in a planet of constant suffering. And like I told you, we're in a bad area of suffering. What, did you have blinders on? There's suffering on this planet all the time. You just may not be seeing it. You may be fortunate enough to be in a country like the United States, in a pocket where, everything's great. And you don't see the people who don't have water or the kids who are struggling to eat. It's going on. It's always been going on. And now it's hitting all of us. We're all affected. That's a good, positive thing because it's causing us to look out and say, oops, now I'm part of the global crisis. It's me now. And no job is going to save me from this situation. What are you going to do? You can flip any thought you have and see it as something so amazing, because God doesn't roll the dice, and there's no chaos in the universe, and there's nothing that happens that isn't ordered by us. We're ordering all of it, all of it, all of it. And somebody said, can I just have a world where there's no pandemic? Well, then you shouldn't have come here. You chose to participate in this. And you chose to have an opportunity to be the higher light in it. So you don't get challenged as a spiritual being, and everybody is. Don't call yourself spiritual as if you're different. Everybody's a spiritual being. And so you say, okay, I'm going to come in the most challenging time on the planet. So what am I going to do within it? So don't be thinking, I just want to get out of it for me. I'm going to live in the world without the pandemic. Well, yes, there are a lot of people that will. But they're going to go into that space because what they're doing within it is such a high frequency that it won't even exist anymore. Everybody else who just wants to get out because their ego doesn't want to struggle or suffer with everybody else is in a lower density. Me, and I don't want to go through this. Instead of saying, I chose to go through this as a part of the collective, as a human being. Now within it, I get to evolve. Yay. Woo-wee. What can I do? And start with yourself. How can I clear up the thoughts? How can I stop seeing everything negative? No one is an enemy. You know what? Who do you think made absolutely every person walking the face of the earth, from the murderer to the person who has a different culture than you? Who do you think made them? One thing. Do you think that God made a mistake? Then who are we to judge anything that we see out there because it's different to us? That is the lowest density. Pull out of that. We're one community, we're one light. It's all just a show and a test for you. There isn't anything wrong out there. It's a test for you and me. Are you going to pass it? Wonderful things happening in this crisis. Wonderful, amazing things. All of it's aligned for you. And you can put on the dark glasses, or you can put on the rose-colored glasses, or you can put on the blinders. That won't make it go away. So, you guys want to go down in the description, or either one of my websites, landriaonkka.net, is where we're getting skills, amazing, amazing skills to create our own businesses, to take control of how we earn and how we function in the world with money and what we're giving and what we're receiving. Very spiritual community. And if you go down in the description, you go to landriaonkka.com. That is where all of my courses are. If you sign up for Manifest Anything, it's a free list, the email list, and every week you get a video from me on how to manifest anything. What do you start with? From there, you get access to all the coupon codes of everything that I promote and offer you. Courses, workshops, all that stuff. Please subscribe. I always have to ask because I'm told to do that. You know what? We all have to do what it takes right now in the most positive way to contribute to the amazing transformation. Everything you do is about that. Every negative thought is about staying in the old earth. You get to make a choice. It's all a choice. You're whole and perfect, strong, powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. That's from the Master Key System. A young boy who was told he didn't have long to live and was crippled, not only lived to be an old man, but all his ailments were cured. It wasn't the mantra that changed it. It's the belief behind it. Start believing, my friend. Blessings to you. Namaste.